There's one really iconic moment of you winning at Pipeline. I think is it 87 and 87 when, and it was, if I've got the story right, it was the day after your sister passed away.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing that story with us?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, that was a real it's an incredible day, that, because a lot of the times when we're, with, particularly at that point, I really wanted to get a pipeline masters. I knew that I was going to get one. I'd already won at Sunset Beach, which is a right-hander. For those who don't understand, I've got my back to the wave. Pipeline, when it's real big left at Pipeline, and look at my face to the wave, I feel, I can get in the wave easier than the backside. But I really wanted to win at Pipeline, and I felt good there. I had the right boards and so on, and then I was getting myself prepped to do it. And then the night before, what looked like to be the first day of competition, we didn't know yet because of the conditions had been so bad. It had been raining. There was a lot of mud in the water. It was really just 6 weeks of rain, just about. It was just full tilt. And you get caught in the middle of the Pacific on those Hawaiian Islands, and you're caught in a loop with the weather. You can get doused with rain pretty hard, and that's what had been happening. And then that evening before, my brother called me and let me know that our sister had passed away in a car accident, and it was just a huge shock to the system. It wasn't, and I just couldn't. It took me a bit to register, and I thought, I'm coming home. Don't worry about this contest. I'm surfing this pipe. I'm coming home to be with the family and so on. And then I got on the phone to my father, and he said, look, you should stay there because I think Joe would like you to win the pipe. And I just, I kind of went against my feelings. I've got to get on a flight. I'm over this contest. Don't worry about that. But he kind of, in those words, he said it so well, and he had a few words, but very direct, my father. And the way he said it, it sort of said, right, stay there or win it for Joe, And so I woke up the next morning, in this state of kind of grief and so on, and a kind of almost a little detached feelings, and the conditions had changed all of a sudden, and there was a new swell, a beautiful west swell, just perfect for Pipeline, and it was marching in, and there was no wind. The rain was starting to dissipate. So the first time for weeks that the actual sky was starting to clear, and there's this swell, its Pipeline is on, almost, whoa, and it was surreal because of my state of mind. I was going, oh wow, I'm going straight out for a warm up. I could feel it in the air when I woke up early that morning.
Weren't meditating back then? You hadn't discovered that side of you. And so when and where did meditation come in?
In recovery.
Yeah.
Right on that point of falling into recovery and surrendering to a path of recovery. If it was me, the addict, I would not be in recovery. But all my bright ideas at that point, at the end of coming towards the end of my active addiction, every thought was becomes quite destructive, and there's no gap because I'm so compulsive, and I'm just going on whatever. I'm just driven by this wild kind of desire to escape myself and be outside my body all the time, no matter what. And I could swap the witch for the bitch, they call it. I could go from using any kind of drug. Not that I went and ventured to opiates. I didn't get to that point, but that was coming. And it's all on the table. I don't know what's happening tomorrow right now I'm in recovery. I feel really good, but we don't never know what's happening tomorrow. So, but falling into recovery by the help and love that was around me, not by my good thinking. I didn't go, oh, putting myself up to go to rehab, or I want to go to 12-step meetings. You know, there was none of that. I was like trying to avoid everyone, trying to get away from anyone. Couldn't tell the truth if I tried. So falling into recovery, coming into seeing what these beautiful, divinely written out path to recovery through the 12-step program. On the 11th step, it said, sought through prayer. We sought through prayer and meditation. I was just talking about it before. I can't believe it. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with the God of our understanding, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry it out. Now, that's a little bit Christian-based because we're talking about a Christian God there. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It's prayer. Prayer itself doesn't need to have to go to anything else but the universe itself or great outdoors, God, good orderly direction, God.
Yeah.
But these concepts you can make. I don't know. You could make these glasses your God. You know, you'd make this thing your God. You know, like. But as long as it's not me making up my thing, but I can use prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact.
Do you think that same personality trait or that same kind of addictive personality or whatever that thing is that, you know, caused you to push those boundaries, is that the same thing that made you a really great competitor and like push hard in surfing? You know, I mean, you see it with geniuses and musicians and artists and creative people all the time, that those things seem to be somehow inherently linked, right? Was that
Absolutely.
so? And I mean, how did that affect your surfing? And, you know, did it make you better? Did it make you worse? Did it not affect it at all?
Okay, so when we're on a really clear mission and we've got a set of really kind of set goals and we've got some steps we can make towards it and we're working towards this goal and things are pretty sort of much, you know, their movement towards this goal are pretty much they're fairly clear. They're pretty clear, you know. There's some things you want to do and then the single-minded focus to get really good at something will create that kind of part of the mind that is what we call obsessive, I guess. You have to be single-minded, focused, but we kind of at that point when it's working for us, and that's all you think you are. If you haven't brought into your life that that's not all I am. You know, if you think that's all you are, and that's what I thought I was, that's all I am. You put everything you had. Well, I put everything I had into it, and that's how I knew myself at that time. This relationship with myself was that, and so this is like, you know, the top here is the tipping point where things are that character trait within me, which is what you might want to call the addict, works for us. I'm addicted to surfing, and I'm getting really good at it. I don't know it, but it's feeling really damn good. I'm really getting a lot of results, really good results, and getting affirmed for doing it. So I'm just going to get better and better and better, more focused, more better, much better and much better, you know, against all the feelings I may have about anything. I'm just going for it. And then all of a sudden I hit this amazing tipping point, which I don't really see. Mine can't see it. But there's a tipping point where it's working for you. We're working for us. And there's nothing wrong with being an addict. There's absolutely nothing. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it. I'm guaranteed there's a seed of it in every one of us. The seed's been planted and it's grown. It's got to this point and it's working for my life. It was working for me, and then all of a sudden tipping point where it starts working against us. I get introduced to something that kind of replicates the feeling. A drug that actually replicates the feeling. I don't have to do anything. I just take the drug. I'm killing it. I'm gone. Yeah, it's a trick. This is a very tricky moment for someone just like me.